Religion is not only about belief, religion is also about what people do, something you touch, some place that you enter.
Museums, obviously, are concerned particularly and primarily with the objects and the materials, whereas the universities have largely been concerned with texts and with histories.
The Empires of Faith project is a large Leave for Hume Trust funded research programme to answer a problem which the British Museum had with how are we going to explain the development of the iconography of the great faiths of the world to our future audiences through future exhibitions, through future displays.
It was the perfect partner. The British Museum is the largest place in the world that does late antiquity from a material cultural point of view, and Oxford the largest from an intellectual point of view.
It's a very sort of seamless process. It's not sort of there's a chunk of research going on in the British Museum, there's a chunk of research going on in Oxford. It's a far more fluid process.
So Empires of Faith is a big project that's been running for 4 years. Imagining the Divine is a focused exhibition that has arisen out of that project, that tells as many of those stories as we can tell with the objects we've got, in a way that we hope is as accessible as possible.
The Ishmaelian Museum at Oxford approached us and asked us whether we would be interested in getting involved in an exhibition project. We had the expertise, we had the manpower, and we had the will to do it, so we were delighted.
It provides people with, the public, with the food of very fine works of art that are also telling a story.
You cannot be an expert in all of these things. So it is thanks to my colleagues that we could make a section on Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, now we're sitting in the Buddhist section, Islam.
Understanding how the iconographies of the great faiths emerged, what that tells us about the long-lasting legacies of those great faiths and their relationships, particularly to political power now, I think is something which is timely to understand the modern world.
It is immensely gratifying for both myself and all of my colleagues who are used to quite a limited number of readers of our research papers to see all these people coming to our show to get engaged with this question of religion and materiality, of images in the first millennium. Frankly, they could also go to the cinema, but instead they're here. And so I think for a team of researchers, this is the most spectacular thing you can see entering your show.
People just imagine when they come to a museum that we simply stick a few things on the wall. Actually, to deliver that requires us to understand and find out more about those objects, more about who made them, more about why they were made, their subsequent lives, and increasingly, what museums and galleries and libraries are doing more and more of is learning the ways to actually bring in universities to help us do that job better, because we can't do it all ourselves.